How does it concern anybody? So if you present, are you doing the FCT minister? For crying out loud. If the governor cannot hold the 27 lawmakers, or even 10 out of the 27, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that the state is getting so loose. Because as a governor, you should be able to have control.
Very well. Thank you so much for your insight on that one, Honorable. We'll go on a quick break, and when we get back, we'll continue the stories. Please stay with us.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea. I will place economic stability and confidence. To protect this appropriate critical belief of this minister and the protect this. Give us access to our money we I've always said there are two sets of people. The oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which I no matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Chairman of Obiakpo local government area in Rivers State, Chijioke Nwo, has appointed 130 special assistants, marking his second round of appointments within 6 months. Nwo announced the appointment on Wednesday via a post on X, formerly Twitter. Among the newly appointed are Helen Nyekwere, Josephine Wogu, Daisy Wogu, Wagu Hilda, Ogbonna Stella, Goodness Ogbonna, and Grace Amadi. I congratulate them and call them to serve diligently in the interest of Obiakpo local governments. The appointments take immediate effect, his statement read. This follows Nwo's July 2024 appointment of 100 special assistants during his tenure as caretaker committee chairman of the local government area. Nwo, who is a known ally of Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, whose actions have occasionally stirred controversy. Honorable, what are your thoughts on this story, on this appointment?
Well, the best I can say is that let them enjoy the music now that it lasts. Because I am very sure that very soon, we will know who the real owners of the house is. So, whatever is happening now, I think they should take the fury, the fanfare, fun and pageantry, and then enjoy the music. If they want to go ahead and appoint 1,000 essays or whatever, let them go ahead now.
All right.
But soonest, I am very sure we'll know who the owners of the house is.
All right. What are your thoughts as regards, the efficiency of this appointment on public funds? Because, of course, he's not paying these special advisors, over 100 of them, from his personal purse.
He's not going to pay them from his personal purse.
Exactly. So what are your thoughts as regards, the efficiency of governance and public resources for this appointment?
So, Obiakpo is a big local government.
Right.
So you may have reviewed or looked at what is coming in, and if he feels that it's comfortable for them, fine. Obviously, if it's not comfortable for them, will they be going ahead to do 100 essays? Are they going to work in the church? They're not going to do charity work, so they are going to pay them.
Right.
But the message is, let them enjoy it while it lasts now.
You sound like you're speaking from a prophetic point of view.
Let us leave it at that.
Is there something that I and the viewers don't know, would like to really know?
Well, I mean, there's nothing, but let's leave it at that so we can proceed. All grace to them. But we pray for peace, yes.
But how does this trend, reflect on accountability and prioritization of essential services in local government? Do you think this much people are needed as essays?
Maybe he wants to make a name. So
Given that, I mean, just 6 months ago, a lot of people were appointed. And now we have a new batch.
Maybe he wants to make a name.
With public funds.
With public funds. Like you can say with public funds. Okay, so I don't really have much problem with that. Because these whole issues is captured on just 2 subject matters, and Chijioke Nwonwo's issue is just not part of what I want to talk about.
Right.
It's just part of the issues. It's just once the umbrella matters are decided, then we know.
Now let's go to thank you so much for your insight on that one. We go to Edo State. Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo has expressed dismay over the lack of tangible development across the state's 18 local government areas, despite receiving a staggering 83 billion naira in allocations from the federal government within a year. Okpebholo made this revelation on Thursday during a courtesy visit by the acting chairman of Akoko Edo local government area, Alabi Oshinogu, councillors and party leaders to his office in Benin City. The governor disclosed that President Bola Tinubu's administration significantly increased monthly allocations to local governments, with each council receiving over 6.5 billion naira monthly from January to September of 2024 and more than 8 billion naira monthly between October and December. Okpebholo lamented that despite the substantial funds, there is no evidence of meaningful development at the grassroots. He accused local government officials of mismanaging resources, noting that President Tinubu has worked tirelessly to promote development at the local level. The governor criticized the suspended local government chairman for neglecting critical sectors such as education while allegedly diverting funds. This chairman had the audacity to withdraw 800 million naira monthly from local government accounts, while as proper classrooms, teachers and basic infrastructure. This misconduct is unacceptable, Okpebholo added. The governor emphasized his commitment to ensuring that local governments align with President Tinubu's vision for grassroots development. He equally highlighted plans to boost agriculture, pledging collaboration with local councils to drive economic growth. Now, how does this lack of development, despite substantial allocation, what are your thoughts on it when you look at this story?
Well, I would say that Monday Okpebholo it's a new intake into the administrative or executive arm of government. And first of all, I would ask him and expect that he would take a proper opportunity to review his relationship with the local government, because as much as people overlook that aspect of government, it is what holds the state together. I will not expect him to come now and begin to use the whip on this local government. It's to take your time and sit down with them and review and look at how the policy of your government policy, how you can align your policy and sell your policy to them, so that it can be best implemented. I will not advise him now to begin to use the whip so early. That here is making suspension and all that. It is not a fair deal.
He told them to bring their books and they refused to bring the books.
Right now, well, I think the best thing for us to do is to advise them to follow what the law says. If the governor will have the power to ask them to bring their books. Of course, the governor cannot ask them to bring their books. The governor can request the House of Assembly to request that they now make certain presentation to them. Much more specifically, the local government councillors, the legislative arm of the local government, have the power to call these local governments to order. If they fail to do so, they can by way of extension invite the House of Assembly to do that, wherewith they can recommend to the governor for suspension. The governor cannot with all amount of sincerity and statutory background doesn't have the power to call them as a local government chairman to bring the books. It is not so.
So you think asking for that, the reason they declined is possibly because he didn't go through the right channel?
Exactly. And I advise him to go through the right channel.
All right. Thank you so much for your insight on that one. This is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation. Thank you so much, Honorable Don Oparaji, for spending the morning with us and giving us good insight and reviewing the subject matter, because like many of our guests and viewers, I'm sure many people were confused as regards the backstory of this, and I really thank you for shedding the light on it.
All I will say is that we are peacemakers, we are peace ambassadors, but most especially I'm a crooner of justice, equity, and good conscience. However, I want to implore on all the parties, especially the governor of Rivers State, to go back, do the right thing, and sin no more.
Thank you so much. We are open for advert placement, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network on Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1 on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website on www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Remember, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you so much for watching. I am Otaria Benjamin. Please stay with us. Up next is Transition News.
Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
From lines across the ocean to the